unkind comments about Khan, criticism suspiciously aligned with those from other artists or media, as if everyone were following the same script. Dear friends, what happened in Can Yaman's latest interview was more than just a conversation. It was a revelation. From the very beginning, his calm gaze and sincere smile signaled that something deep was about to surface. And it did. Without hesitation, he shared an unexpected confession with the audience as naturally as someone opening their heart to trusted people. Khan's words didn't just surprise, they moved. Each phrase carried a different weight, as if he were cleansing his soul live. This wasn't a promotional act. It was him, unmasked, speaking from a real and human place. His statement was clear: a new beginning, a new stage in his life. And he said it with conviction, leaving no room for doubt. But that wasn't all. A second announcement left everyone in silence. What seemed like a routine interview became a unique, almost intimate moment, where every pause invited reflection. Khan wasn't trying to impress, he wanted to connect, and he did. With few words, but with a sincerity that disarmed even the skeptics. Social media exploded. Thousands of messages flooded the comments: support, admiration, love. It felt like something bigger was happening, like we were all part of a shift in his life. And the most beautiful part is that it wasn't because of what he said, but how he said it. There was calm authenticity, truth. Many noticed a new light in him, a different kind of lightness. Many noticed a new light in him, a different kind of lightness. And that touched everyone's hearts. Because not every day does an idol show himself so human, so close. Khan didn't shout to be heard. He just spoke from the soul. And that's why his message reached so far. At the end of the interview, the collective silence was proof that we had witnessed something special. An act of emotional generosity that is not easily forgotten. Because big news doesn't always make noise. Sometimes it's just simple truths told at the right moment. Can Yaman didn't just surprise, he moved, united, and left a mark. Every time the name of Demet Özdemir is mentioned alongside Can Yaman's, social media erupts. But if one stops for a moment and calmly observes, it's clear that Demet has taken a very different path from her former screen partner. A path more mature, more reserved, more real. Unlike Khan, who seems to oscillate between rumors, suggestive photos, and ambiguous statements, Demet has chosen silence, not to feed the spectacle that others insist on building around her private life. And I understand her. And I understand her. Because when a woman has been half-loved, targeted by the media, and used as part of a narrative created by others, the best she can do is step back. Many demand she show photos, make statements, clarify things, but why should she? Doesn't she have the right to rebuild her peace away from media noise? People forget that behind that charming smile is a woman who also suffers, who gets tired, who needs to heal. I've read comments saying she already said no to Khan. And if so, I see it as a sign of strength, because not everyone has the courage to walk away from someone who marked them emotionally. Sometimes the bravest thing is not to fight for someone, but to choose not to fall again. Demet isn't playing the perfect ex-image game, nor pretending to reconcile just to make headlines. She's simply living her life, focused on her work, personal growth, and her own boundaries. And that bothers people. It bothers those who crave drama, who want to see her humiliated or wrapped in scandal. But she doesn't fall. She stands firm. And ironically, it is in that calm where she shines the most. Demet has shown that she doesn't need to be in anyone's arms to be relevant, and that she won't take part in the show of someone seeking redemption through spectacle. She's already had enough being made the secondary character in a story that wasn't even told fairly. Some have even shared dark stories about Khan's jealousy, about off-camera tension, especially when he drank. If that's true, and I personally have no reason to doubt it, then Demet didn't just do well to walk away, she did it at the right moment. Unbalanced relationships destroy silently, and she had the strength to break away from all of that, even if it meant disappointing those who dreamed of a soap opera romance. Demet has been accused of being cold, distant, indifferent. But I see her as a woman who has simply chosen not to stoop to superficiality. She doesn't need to show fake affection on social media or respond to every provocation. In a world where everything is exposed, preserving dignity in silence is an act of immense power. And that's what many can't stand, that there's no scandal, no public tears, no confession tailored for the cameras. In short, I admire Demet for her strength, While others try to regain the spotlight by recycling the past, she bets on the present, on what's real, on her well-being. And that Numatmi not only speaks well of her as a person, but also of the woman she's become. Strong, coherent, and above all, free. And that, to me, not only speaks well of her as a person, but also of the woman she's become. Strong, coherent, and above all, free. It's also important to highlight how she has managed her public image without falling into provocation. While rumors, assumptions, and criticism multiplied, Demet remained true to herself. She said only what was necessary, avoided unnecessary controversy, and continued building her path with determination. That ability to remain firm without losing elegance is, to me, one of her greatest virtues. That's why I believe it's time to look at Demet Özdemir with new eyes, not as a decorative figure or magazine celebrity, but as an artist with vision, talent, and a sensitivity that is rarely acknowledged in this business. It's time to value Demet for what she truly is, a self-made woman who hasn't asked for permission to move forward and who doesn't need anyone's validation to know her worth. Demet is not interested in feeding old stories or living off what once was. She's focused on what she's building now. And even if that annoys some people, it's precisely that attitude that makes her strong, consistent, and above all, authentic. Because in the end, what remains isn't the noise, but the legacy. And Demet, little by little, is writing hers.